So there's something that I've been doing recently that has proven to be pretty radical for me. And I don't remember exactly when it started, but it was somewhere after we wrapped production on Wake Up Maggie, which is a feature that I produced that filmed last year. And I had gone through this period of my life that was just very intense. As many of you know, producing a feature is very intense, and this was my first SAG-AFTRA feature, so that had extra complications. It was my first time working with the tax incentive office. It was my first time doing a lot of things. And the work of producing is a pretty heavy load. And I also lost my mother-in-law during this time, and earlier that year we had lost our cat, and then later that year we lost our car. So there was just this period of very intense shedding. Through this process, I got very overwhelmed and definitely had some breakdowns. And when I flipped over into the new year, it felt like something shifted. I do think that this happens to a lot of women, probably in their late 30s into their 40s, which is where I am. Really, it just became this realization that I wanted to concentrate more on living. Throughout the last year, there has been this growing sense that it is such an incredible gift that we have been chosen to take part in this living experiment. To get to live this life is such a blessing. There's this movie, Michael, with John Travolta. You can at me if you hate it, but I love it. And there's this line in the way that he says it when this is his last visit to Earth, and he says, "Oh, I'm going to miss this place so much." And I always, even from when I was a kid watching that movie, thought it was this incredibly profound moment of gratitude and also the realization of what an absolutely insane gift it is to get to live. And nothing is guaranteed. And after the losses of last year, even more so, I realized that. I had thought that my mother-in-law was going to live much longer than she did, and it was a surprise, you know. My aunt actually, my mom's sister, she passed away. I found out the day that we wrapped the first feature that I did. And so loss has accompanied both features that I've done and has really impressed upon me this feeling of uncertainty of when I'll go and the gift of getting to do this at all. So, all that being said, there is this thing that I've been doing. And it's not radical, but kind of in today's age, it is. And I call it one thing. I've been telling actors when I teach classes to do this as well. Say that you're working on a scene and you want to work on a bunch of different things on the scene, you want to memorize it, and I've told actors, do one thing. If your character is a doctor, then today just spend all day with the smell of formaldehyde and let it take you wherever it does. That's the entire assignment. One thing. Or maybe it's in your moment before and you're a mother and your entire moment before is hearing your baby cry, and then you step on to stage or you start filming a scene or whatever. So I've been doing that as an actor for a little while now, but what I haven't been doing is doing that in my life. So in the last few months, I've been trying to embrace one thing, which means I only do one thing at a time. As a person who produces, oh my gosh, this is so difficult. It is so hard for me to do one thing at a time. So it means closing all the tabs on my laptop so that I can't see when a new email comes in. It means if I'm going to study for an hour, I set a timer for an hour and I study and I turn off my notifications. It means when I'm playing with my cat, my phone is nowhere near me. And I'm just playing with my cat. And I try to spend a little longer than is comfortable. So maybe I'm playing with my cat and it's been 5 minutes and I think I should probably get out of this now. And I'm like, no, I'm going to stay in. Maybe it's in between sets of lifting at the gym and I want to look at my phone and I'm like, no, I am resting. What it's done for me, it hasn't been like a thing that I was able to do right away, because as a person who is chronically overstimulated and trying to do a million things, and also we live in a world where our attention span is drifting further and further towards zero, it was very difficult, and it has taken a period of education and redoing some synapses, I'm sure, in my brain. But what it has given me is the ability to understand myself outside of my circumstances and outside of my feelings. So right now, I'm doing too much. I am doing this, obviously. I am also acting. I'm still producing a feature. I'm being trained to work at a gym. I am training with NASM to become a certified personal trainer. I still do dog walking sometimes. I still coach. and I'm doing a play. I looked at my hours and actually wrote this all out, and I realized that I would have to work 13 and a half hours a day to get done what I want to get done. So things have to go, and that's okay. One thing. So I'm choosing the most important thing, and I'm going, great. That means that certain things like NASM might take longer because the play is more important to me right now. My marriage is also important to me. I will say that is an area, and I'd be interested for married people, that I'm realizing it's like the hardest to do one thing because I feel this sense of safety with my husband. And so at night when we're catching up, I'll also be looking at my phone and all the things that I missed, and they're not important. And I can feel how disrespectful that is, and I still do it, you guys. So that is an area of holdout with one thing that I'm really trying to work on, and I'm becoming more aware of it as I'm getting better at just being present to the things that I'm doing in my day-to-day life. I'm realizing, oh, I need to be more present to my husband. When I was younger, I remember thinking about this as I got older. I was like, why do I remember exactly what the soil did after it rained? Why do I remember exactly how the field smelled different? Why can I remember the texture of the different dirt that we had in our yard? It was something that I missed. I remember becoming a young adult and then later and thinking, I miss knowing those things. I miss having an intimate relationship with those details of the physical world. And I think it's because I stopped doing one thing at a time. And so what this one thing is gifting me back is an incredible sense of presence and that feeling of tangibility that I missed about being a kid. I was becoming less tangible to myself because I was doing so many things at once. And what one thing has allowed me to do is become more tangible to myself. Oh my gosh, I'm just realizing that. Whoa, that's a whole meal right there. The idea that doing one thing at a time could make you more tangible to yourself. I don't know that it can get any more interesting than that in this video. Anyway, those are my freeform thoughts. One thing. Try it. One thing at a time, like for your whole life. Just see what happens. I don't think that multitasking is bad. I don't. But I was getting to this point where I was trying to maximize every single second and every moment, and it was driving me crazy. And I was feeling like a rat in a maze or a hamster on a wheel, whatever analogy you want to use. I was feeling like a person in a wind tunnel trying to get all the cash I could grab. And it was super stressful. And I was losing myself. I wasn't feeling real. And so one thing has allowed me to know when is a time to multitask and when is not. And I'm still growing in this. I'm not like done. But it's been really helpful, and it's helped me appreciate what I have, and it's also helped me be present to the wonderful things in my life, my cats, my husband, my work, everything. Even like my nice shirt. This is a nice shirt. I've had it for like 10 years. I do think that there's just something really lovely about holding one thing at a time and holding it well. Anyway, try one thing. Let me know how it goes. Also, thank you so much for being here. We're going to keep growing, hopefully, on this channel, and I'm going to keep trying to think of interesting things to talk about, and catch you on the flip side.